Good morning.
Good morning, Miss.
Good morning, guys. Hello, sweeties. Good morning, Arielita. I'm so happy to be with you guys.
Hi, Miss Annie.
Hello,
Good
sweet.
morning, Miss.
Hello, Florcita. Hello, Gracia. Beautiful. My beloved ninth graders.
Making me blush again.
Yeah, here we are again. I'm beautiful like every morning. Look at us. We are so beautiful. Okay, always with the invitation, sweeties. Good morning, Jessica. Always with the invitation to turn on your camera, if possible, right? So we can see each other and share a good class. Good morning, Danielita Precious. Okay, well, let me see how beautiful you are this morning. How healthy, right? How rosaditas, cachetoncitas, hermosas y hermosos están. Sí los quiero. Okay. We are 16 by now. Hello, Andreita Preciosa. Happy to see you, Andrea. Let's see. We are still having more students adding up to the meeting. So we can wait maybe one more minute because they are adding up to the meeting. Hello, Andresito. Hello, Melanie. Okay, here we are. Oh, okay, just give me a second. I'm going to connect my computer here. Okay, Bible's ready, sweeties. Proverbs 12. We are going to read today Proverbs 12. 12. So let's be ready with our Bible. Let me share my screen with you guys. Let me just see over here. Some details. Okay. Okay, Dieguito. But always try to have your microphone ready. Remember that reading, Bible reading, your grades are participation, Diego Reyes, right? So you need your microphone. So every time I call you or I ask a question, or if you're able to participate, then do it because reading class is participation. Your grade depends on your participation. If you don't participate, I won't be able to give you the points for participation. And it's they are not few points, right? It's a good average. So you need to participate. Always try to answer the questions, always try to participate reading, always try to participate giving your opinion. Okay, that is how you're going to obtain a good grade in reading. Okay, let's begin. Please send a yes.
Proverbios, ¿qué, Miss?
What, sweetie?
Proverbios. Ah, no, ¿verdad? Sí.
Okay, guys. Thank you, Gracia. You can see my presentation. No problem with the presentation. You're able to see it, right? Yes, says Ariela Mejia. Thank you. Yes. Okay. Excellent. Camilita says yes. Thank you, Camila. Okay. Florcita says yes. Thank you, Florcita. Okay, here we are. Another reading class. And today we are going to learn a little bit more about transportation. Okay, maybe you know a lot about transportation, but today I'm going to add some extra information, and it's going to be very interesting to travel in time and go way back where when the first car was invented. We are going to learn the first source of modes of transportation that we had in history, okay? So it's going to be an interesting class. But first, we are going to start praying. Okay, la parte más importante de mi clase es la que vamos a iniciar ahorita, que es Biblia, la palabra del Señor. Qué manera más bonita de poder iniciar esta mañana, sino orando, chicos, dándole gracias al Señor, hablando con Dios, dándole ya unos minutos importantes de nuestro diario vivir y de todas nuestras actividades. Quiero ver quién desea orar. Alguien que voluntariamente desee orar para que podamos iniciar. Okay, do we have someone? Thank you, Florcita. Thank you, mi amor. Excelente. Ok, privilegio para Florcita.
Ok. Señor Jesús, gracias por este nuevo día que nos has dado. Gracias porque podemos perseverar en tu nombre una vez más. Porque podemos estar, aunque sea reunidos, en una plataforma para las clases y no estamos en los salones de clase. Señor, gracias porque nos diste vida. Gracias porque nos tienes aquí reunidos. Bendice a cada una de las familias, a cada uno de los alumnos y a la maestra, Señor. Cada una de las familias que estén bien y que pueda este día ser de bendición para nosotros. Que estas clases también, Señor, nos llenen de sabiduría. Gracias por este día. Amén.
Amén. Gracias, mi amor. Ok, como dijo Florcita, realmente es de dar gracias al Señor por muchísimas cosas, pero una de las que quizás a mí se me había pasado por alto es lo que ella dijo, que aunque no estamos en los salones de clase, tenemos un medio, una plataforma, un aparato tecnológico para poder seguir recibiendo, chicos, la educación que necesitamos. Yo he visto mucha información y en las redes también de muchos chicos que están pasando problemas para poder seguir sus estudios. No tienen aparatos tecnológicos de computadoras o celulares para poder recibir sus clases virtuales y realmente eso duele el corazón porque necesitamos, chicos, de ese conocimiento para poder en un futuro abrirnos campos y poder crear un futuro mejor para nosotros y nuestra familia. Por eso necesitamos tener conocimiento, saber, educarnos, lograr convivir entre nosotros para aprender también lo que es empatía, muchas cosas. Entonces duele cuando pasan esas cosas de no tener cómo estudiar, los medios para poder estudiar. Y sí es como un sentimiento muy lindo y muy grande tener en nuestros corazones ese sentimiento de darle gracias al Señor porque nosotros sí hemos podido hacerlo. ¿Verdad? Darle gracias al Señor que tenemos los medios para hacerlo. Así que hay que aprovecharlos, chicos. No desaproveches oportunidades. Es de gran bendición el estudio realmente. Ok, Proverbios 12. Vamos a leer hoy Proverbios 12. Vamos a seguir como lo estábamos haciendo, ¿eh? Yo leo uno, usted lee, las chicas leen el otro. Después lo leo yo el siguiente y los chicos el otro. En lo que yo digo, 1, 2, 3, usted enciende el micrófono para que arranquemos cabalito en el 3. Y los varones, en lo que yo digo 1, 2, 3, usted enciende el micrófono para que en el 3 todos leamos juntos, los varones. ¿Ok? Comienzo yo del 1 al 4 y en el 5 iniciamos las chicas. El que ama la instrucción, ama la sabiduría. Escuche esto. Si usted de los que no le gusta que le llamen la atención, que no le gusta que lo aconsejen, que no le gusta que lo sermoneen, que no le gusta que lo guíen, entonces no ama la sabiduría. Y la sabiduría es la que abre la puerta al triunfo. Inteligentes podemos ser, genios, pero si no tenemos sabiduría, muchas puertas de bendición se nos van a cerrar en nuestra vida. Y no sabremos ni siquiera hacer a nuestra familia triunfadora porque no vamos a dar un buen ejemplo. La sabiduría es aquella que nos da la indicación de cuándo avanzar y cuándo no hacerlo. Cuándo abrir nuestra boquita y cuándo mejor guardar silencio. Cuándo obrar de cierta manera y cuándo no. La sabiduría es sumamente importante y vital para que tengamos éxito. Así que debemos de amar ese consejo, debemos de amar la instrucción, debemos de amar el llamado de atención, debemos de amar ese momento en que mi papá, mi mamá o alguien que nos ama se sienta y nos habla por 40 minutos sobre lo que debemos o no debemos de hacer. Aprovechelo, tome lo bueno, tome todo lo que pueda para mejorar su vida. Amemos la sabiduría, chicos. Más el que aborrece la reprensión es ignorante. El bueno alcanzará favor de Jehová, mas él condenará al hombre de malos pensamientos. El hombre no se afirmará por medio de la impiedad, mas la raíz de los justos no será removida. La mujer virtuosa es corona de su marido, mas la mala como carcoma en sus huesos. Ok, chicas, ¿listas? Vamos, 1, 2, 3.
Los pensamientos de los justos son rectos, mas los consejos de los impíos engañan.
Muy bien, excelente. Ahorita para ser la primera vez que abrimos micrófono así en esta clase está bien. Pero lo vamos a mejorar, yo sé. Número 6. Las palabras de los impíos son acechanzas para derramar sangre, mas la boca de los rectos los librará. Varones, 1, 2, 3.
Dios
Dios transformará a los impíos y no serán más,
pero en la casa de los
casa de
justos
los
permanecerá firme.
Será firme.
Ok, excelente. Número 8. Según su sabiduría es alabado el hombre, mas el perverso de corazón será menospreciado. Girls, 1, 2, 3.
Más vale el despreciado que
El
tiene
despreciado que
servidores
tiene servidores
que el que se jacta y
y
carece
carece de pan.
Muy bien, vamos por el 10. A las niñas casi no las escuché y somos bastantes. Vamos, abramos ese micrófono y leamos, chicos. Número 10, versículo 10. El justo cuida de la vida de su bestia, mas el corazón de los impíos es cruel. Varones, 1, 2, 3.
El
El que labra su
tierra
tierra se
tierra
saciará de pan, mas el que
más
sigue a los
sigue a los
vagabundos es falta de
vagabundos, falta de
entendimiento.
entendimiento.
Muy bien, excelente. 12. Codicia el impío la red de los malvados, mas la raíz de los justos dará fruto. Señoritas, 1, 2, 3.
El impío es enredado en la
prevaricación
prevaricación de sus labios. Mas el justo tendrá
saldrá de la
la
tribulación.
tribulación.
Excelente. Mire, dice, el impío es enredado en la prevaricación de sus labios, mas el justo saldrá de la tribulación. En medio del problema, chicos, los justos serán exaltados, mas los impíos, ellos mismos se van a hacer un solo problema y un solo rollo con todo ese montón de planes perversos y malvados que hacen. Sí, el impío no conoce su camino, el camino que Dios le ha puesto enfrente está cegado. El impío es aquel que rechaza el consejo, que no quiere la palabra de Dios, que no quiere saber qué es lo bueno y qué es lo malo. Solo reacciona por sus propias emociones descontroladas y no piensa. ¿Ok? El hombre será saciado de bien del fruto de su boca y le será pagado según la obra de sus manos. Varones, 15, 1, 2, 3.
El camino del necio es derecho en su opinión, mas el que obedece al consejo es sabio.
Muy bien, pero solo tuve como 3 varoncitos y creo que somos más, right? Veamos. 16. El necio al punto da a conocer su ira, mas el que no hace caso de la injuria es prudente. Señorita 17, por favor. 1, 2, 3.
El que
Que habla verdad declara justicia. El digo mentiroso
engaña.
Ok, muy bien, excelente. 18. Hay hombres cuyas palabras son como golpes de espada, mas la lengua de los sabios es medicina. 19, chicos. 1, 2, 3.
El labio veraz permanecerá para siempre, mas la lengua
El
mentirosa
labio
solo
verás
por un
permanecerá
momento.
para siempre, más la lengua mentirosa solo es un momento.
Excellent. 20. Engaño hay en el corazón de los que piensan el mal, pero alegría en el de los que piensan el bien. Señoritas 21, 1, 2, 3.
Ninguna
Ninguna
adversidad
adversidad
acontecerá
acontecerá
al
al justo,
justo,
mas los impíos serán colmados de
serán
males.
colmados de males.
Ok. 22. Los labios mentirosos son abominación a Jehová, pero los que hacen verdad son su contentamiento. Siempre volvemos a lo que se ha estado hablando sobre la mentira, chicos. La sabiduría de Dios nos llama a que tengamos labios justos, palabra de verdad y no de mentira. ¿Cuesta enfrentar las consecuencias después de que hemos mentido? Sí, pero es de valientes aceptar nuestro error y decir la verdad. Nos dará más paz en nuestra vida, chicas, que andar cargando esas mentiras y nos vamos a angustiar porque no sabemos ya cómo seguir cubriendo esas mentiras. Entonces, la verdad trae paz, la libertad que necesitamos para seguir adelante, aunque tengamos que enfrentar alguna consecuencia por esa mentira. Pero es mejor la consecuencia en un momento, un castigo, un regaño, ¿sí? Que tener que estar por mucho tiempo tratando de guardar esa mentira o no saber ya cómo cubrirla o no saber si en algún momento se van a dar cuenta, si alguien me va a echar de boca. No, hombre, eso quita el sueño, hijos. La libertad viene de decir la verdad. No importa las consecuencias. 23. El hombre cuerdo encubre su saber, mas el corazón de los necios publica la necedad. Señorita 24. Señoritas, vamos. 1, 2, 3.
La mano
de
de
los
los diligentes orará, mas el de la negligencia será tributario.
Muy bien, la congoja en el corazón del hombre lo abate, mas la buena palabra lo alegra. Chicos, 1, 2, 3.
El justo sirve de guía a su prójimo, mas el camino de los impíos les hace errar.
Muy bien, 27 y 28 termino yo. El indolente ni aún asará lo que ha cazado, pero haber precioso del hombre es la diligencia. 28. En el camino de la justicia está la vida, y en sus caminos no hay muerte. Ok, lindo proverbio para cerrar nuestra semana, recordándonos siempre la importancia de ser sabios. La sabiduría en nuestra vida va a traer muchos triunfos y muchas alegrías, chicos. Créame, vale la pena esforzarse para poder seguir esa sabiduría que Dios quiere en su vida. Lea la palabra, escuche consejo, escuche hasta incluso pues los llamados de atención y usted va a ver que su caminar se irá enderezando cada vez más y usted va a vivir más en paz y tranquilo, ¿sí? Va a vivir más en paz y tranquilo, yo se lo aseguro. Okay, the history of transportation. Let's begin with the history of transportation. Who wants to read? Do we have volunteers that wants to read? So we may begin reading. Yes, Florcita, let's begin, Flor. Excellent. Communities.
Communities in the past were often far apart. Also, transportation was very slow, so people made new types of transportation.
Thank you. Thank you. Arielita Granados, let's continue. In the 1700s, Ariela Granados, in the 1700s.
In the 1700s, the steamboat was invented. Unlike other boats, it moved by steam, not paddles. People could travel faster than before.
Excellent. Okay, communities were far apart, babies. So it was difficult to visit friends or to visit family or to sell your goods or products that you have. Trading was very difficult back then, okay? Because everybody had to travel long distances without transportations. So what did they used to do? They used to walk. Imagine walking for hours and days and weeks just to reach another country or another community or another place. They were far apart, right? So it was very difficult to move from one place to another. That's why transportation was so important. They needed new modes of transportation. In the 1700s, the steamboat was invented and the first source of power appeared. The first source of power was the steam. Thanks to steam, the ships, the boats could move, and also the trains. Okay, that was the first source of power. Let's continue reading. Let's see who else wants to read. Let's continue reading. Do we have more volunteers that want to read? Yes, Gabby, excellent. Next, British people. And then Layla.
Next, British people invented trains in the early 18th. Then they opened the first public railroad with trains. People could easily move things and land. Soon, many communities grew along railroads.
Excellent. Thank you, sir. Layla.
Later, Carl Benz made the first car in 1885. It only had 3 wheels. People could drive themselves anywhere. They could also live outside cities and drive to work.
Excellent. Let's see. Andreita, please, let's finish reading the last part. In 1903, Andrea Guerra.
In 1903, the Wright brothers created the first airplane. These days, millions of people travel by airplane every day.
Excellent. Thank you very much. Okay, we have the first public railroad in the 1800s. Suddenly, the trains appeared, moved by steam. Okay, by steam. And it came easy for people to move from one place to another. Okay, they started even constructing railroads more and more far away every time. Then we have Mr. Carl Benz, who made the first car in 1885. And the funny thing is that it had 3 wheels. Imagine how fun. It must have been such a show to see a car with 3 wheels moving around the place. I'm sorry. Then 1903, we have the Wright brothers, right? They created the first airplane. Amazing, right? Okay, let's see. What is the importance of transportation? Well, it is important because we can move from one place to another in an easier way, okay, in less time. And it's not that tired. It's horrible if we have to walk, but it's very tiresome. But it's not going to be that tiresome if we use some kind of transportation. As I told you before, every other form of transportation, humans travel by foot, long distances, right? We have the carriages that were invented long time ago and the first trains. Here also we have another mode of transportation. People stopped walking and took advantage of another source of transportation that were animals. Okay, they had many animals, so they started to use them as a mode of transportation. They had camels, donkeys, horses. Okay, so they used what they had in those days. Okay, here we have something about the wheel. Camilita, can we start reading, sweetie, please? The wheel.
The wheel was invented in Iraq. The first wheel was made from wood.
Yes.
The
Thank you.
sailing boat
Thank you, Camille.
Ah, okay.
Okay, it was invented the wheel, but the first wheel was made out of wood. Look how interesting. Okay, they were used for carriages, those wooden wheels, carriages. And we have also a sailing boat. Let's see. So we may continue reading. Let me see. Mr. Diaz, Eduardo Diaz, let's read about the sailing boat.
The sailing boat was invented by Egyptians while the Romans built roads.
Excellent. Very good. You can see the strong cultures, the Egyptians and the Romans. They also did their part. Okay, they remember that those cultures, they had great philosophers, but also they have great scientists and people that construct those pyramids, that built up those pyramids. They had so many good manufacturers over there, right, to create and build beautiful and big, gigantic things. So the Egyptians invented the sailboat, and the Romans, they built roads. The objective wasn't really in 100% wasn't to improve transportation. That wasn't really the objective of these two cultures. The objective, what they needed sailing boats and roads, was to conquer other cultures, right? Remember the Egyptians and Romans, they were always fighting to make their empires grow. So they needed a way to arrive, a way how to get to other countries and other cultures and communities so they could conquer them. So that was the real objective of inventing different modes of transportation. Then we have initially a canoe-like structure, and this was used for water transportation. This canoe had paddles. You can have a look over here. It had paddles. Okay, we start with the modes of transportation. We have the first mode of transportation that everybody knows. Mr. Fernando Barrera, can you please read the first mode of transportation, please?
Land transportation used to cover long distances.
Very good. The first mode of transportation is the land transportation, the one that we all use and we all know: bikes, scooters, taxis, buses, cars, trains. Okay, that is land transportation, and it's used to cover long distances, right? We can even go from El Salvador to the United States by road, right? We get into a car and we can go from El Salvador to the United States in our car, right? To cover long distances. Okay, let's see. Genesis Campos, can you please help me with water transportation?
Water transportation, transportation of goods and people, the cheapest.
Excellent. Okay, this is the fantastic thing about water transportation, that it is the cheapest. Okay, the cheapest. With less money, you can travel to different places. And between those examples of water transportation, we have the cargo ships here. Here we have the cargo ships, those big ships that we have seen transporting, for example, new or old cars to another country. They also transport goods, oil, food, okay, different goods like oil and food. We have also we also have boats and those big, beautiful ships. Finally, we have the air transportation. Transportation of goods or passengers by air. We have conquered the sky space. Now we can travel by airplane, and it's a great experience. I don't know if you still remember the first time you got into an airplane. I remember the first time I got into an airplane, and it was a fantastic experience. I was surprised, amazed, in shock, scared, nervous. Okay, it was a mix up of feelings and emotions when I got into that airplane, right? And it was amazing to being able to fly and see the sky and the clouds from the airplane window. It was amazing, right? So we have conquered also the sky. We have created airports where airplanes take off and they land as well. We have continents and countries interconnected thanks to the airplanes. We have helicopters for short distances, and we have balloons that are air balloons that are very popular. People are traveling also short distances. Here we have a timeline just to summarize what we just learned. It says that everything started with people walking and people using the wooden wheel, okay, the wheel made out of wood. Then we moved to 1790 with the steamboat, right, and the trains. There was the first public railroad in 1830. Finally, the cars arrived, three-wheel car, 1885. And we conquered the sky with the Wright brother, Wilbur and Orville Wright, in 1903, the first airplane. It is amazing what humans can do, sweet, with creativity, with a purpose, with a need in their lives. If we are needy or of something, we just create, invent, we look around and we try to find the solution, or we try to find a way. Humans' creativity is endless, it's infinitive, right? We can create whatever we want. So we just need to listen to our talent, to listen and to look at our talents and creativities, and we can do 1,000 and million things, okay? So trust in your creativity, baby. Trust it. Time for a video. We are going to watch a video about transportation. So pay attention because it's a nice, interesting video. Really, we're going to learn more about transportation. So when the video begins, please, as always, help me sending a yes on the chat if you can hear it. No problem with the listening. Send me a yes in the chat, please, okay? So let's pay attention to the video and send me a yes if you can listen perfectly well. Okay, here we go.
Have you ever tried to know how people used to travel in the past? Long ago, people did not have any means of transport. They used to move only on foot and carry goods either on their back or using animals. Their journey was long and tiring. One day, they were surprised to see a circular piece of wood moving by itself. After several days of thinking and imagining, they invented the wheel. Logs with hollow cavity were used for transport along water routes. Eventually, we started inventing things that made our life easier. Until the beginning of the 19th century, people still depended on animal power to transport them from place to place. Until James Watt invented the steam engine and brought a revolution in transportation. It gave us a new source of power. Steam engines powered the ships and rail locomotives to increase the efficiency of their operation. After several attempts and failure to achieve the goal of flying in the sky, in 1903, Wright brothers successfully invented and flew the first airplane. We have come across a lot of innovation and development in transportation. The common means of transport are bikes, cars and buses, metro, train, airplane. We are now traveling in space.
Okay, we have reached the space. Imagine we have arrived to the moon. And I believe, I'm not that sure, but I believe that we have arrived to other planets as well. I think we already arrived to another planet. But imagine what we have accomplished. It's amazing, right? Transportation from walking to spaceships. Imagine, woo, it has been a long way and a great improvement, right, for our culture and civilization. Okay, let's see. Let's practice some easy vocabulary. This is it's a piece of cake for you guys. Okay, so what I want you please is not on the chat. Every time to answer this question, just turn on your microphone and say the answer in the microphone, okay? So please turn on your microphone to give me the answer. Just say the word, okay? Not on the chat, but through the microphone. I already did number 1. It says, trains run on railroads. They don't run on paddles. Do you know what paddles are? Remember that we saw the picture? What is a paddle? Who can tell me what paddles are? In Spanish, paddles. Do we know what paddles?
Un
What is-
remo.
Excellent, very good. Excellent job. Thank you. Okay. So the trains run on railroads, not paddles. Let's see number 2. Most cars have 4 railroads or wheels.
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 Very good. Of course. I told you it was going to be piece of cake for you guys. Buses are a type of steam or transportation.
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 Very good.
Transportation.
Transportation.
Excellent. Number 4. Scientists
Scream.
Invent.
invent.
I invent.
You guys have medicine. Well, that's okay. Okay, it could be, but it wasn't. Number 5. My dad and grandpa are sitting while or apart.
Apart.
Part.
Excellent. Very good. Number 6. The little boat needs paddles or railroads
Paddles.
to move.
Paddles.
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 Let's see.
Paddles.
Oh, very good. Excellent work. Good job. Easy, babies. Great practice with the vocabulary that we have learned. So excellent. It was a fantastic practice. Okay, we arrived to the end of our presentation. Tell me, did you like it? Yes? No? Did you like the presentation? Did you like the information?
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
Did you learn?
Yes,
the
miss.
presentation? Good.
It was
Yeah.
beautiful.
Thanks.
More
Okay.
beautiful than I have never seen.
Oh, no, that is too much.
I like your presentation.
Oh, thank you, sweetie. But I'm very happy that you liked the presentation and that you learned more about transportation. That's the objective, that you enjoyed the class. Okay, guys.
Thank you, miss.
Mwah. Love you. Have a fantastic weekend. Okay, I love you guys. Mwah. Rest and enjoy your weekend. Bye, sweetie.
Thank you, miss. Bye.
Bye, miss. Have a great
Bye-bye.
weekend.
Thank you, sweetie.
Bye, miss. Have a good day.
Thank you. Bye, babies. Love you. God bless you. Bye-bye.